What if we could gather three of the greatest Stoic minds in history, men separated by time, empire, and social station, and bring them together for a conversation about the modern world? This book is the result of that thought experiment. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and soldier, ruled at the twilight of Rome's golden age. Writing his meditations in the dead of night on campaign, he strove to remain principled amidst war, plague, and the burden of absolute power. He saw impermanence in everything, even himself. History remembers him as the last of the 5 good emperors, but in these pages, you'll meet Marcus, the thinker, modest, reflective, occasionally conflicted, and always striving to live up to his philosophy. Lucius Annaeus Seneca, courtier and playwright, lived in the Rome of intrigue and excess. Tutor to Nero, he rose to great power before falling from favor, first with the emperor, then with his own conscience. Yet Seneca remains a paradox, a wealthy man who preached simplicity, a man of the court who praised solitude. His essays and letters are filled with moral urgency and human empathy. In our dialogues, you'll hear from the Seneca who argued passionately for rational control of the emotions, even as he wrestled with his own. Epictetus, born a slave and later freed, had no wealth, no lineage, and no official title. And yet his philosophy, preserved through the notes of his student Arrian, cuts the deepest. His teachings are sharp, stripped down, and often uncompromising. He sees the world as divided between what is ours and what is not, and warns against illusions of control. He speaks plainly, often with a sting, but always with a demand for clarity, courage, and inner freedom. Though these three never met in life, and their timelines stretched over 2 centuries, they are bound by a shared devotion to virtue over comfort, reason over impulse, and character over reputation. And so, I imagined, what if they could talk together, not as marble statues or disembodied voices from dusty texts, but as engaged minds grappling with our world as it is now? That world, of course, is very different from theirs. Ours is a time of smartphones and surveillance, climate crisis, war, algorithmic manipulation, gender debate, and global burnout. We speak often of freedom, yet feel more trapped than ever by our devices, our jobs, our expectations, even ourselves. So, I brought the Stoics forward, not merely as commentators, but as participants in the conversation. They do not always agree. Epictetus is severe in places where Marcus is conciliatory. Seneca offers elegant prose and lived contradiction where Epictetus offers blunt imperatives. Marcus often mediates with the humility of someone who wielded immense power and found little solace in it. Their voices clash, converge, and diverge, and through it all I've tried to keep myself in the background, an interviewer, yes, but more often a witness. The chapters ahead follow no strict chronology but move from the deeply personal to the existentially global. We begin with identity. In a world that encourages constant self-presentation, who are we beneath the roles, labels, and anxieties? From there, we examine our relationship with technology and distraction, the silent war for our attention, and how the ancient counsel of focus and self-mastery applies to the modern mind. We confront mental health, arguably the defining struggle of our age, before turning to themes of inequality, fame, and conflict. Each chapter places Stoic thought in tension with contemporary dilemmas. Should we still pursue virtue in a system that seems structurally unjust? Can we honor tradition while also embracing the evolution of gender roles? How do we speak freely, without cruelty, and love freely, without fear? Some dialogues are especially sharp-edged. The chapter on climate and nature draws out tensions in Stoic thought. Marcus, whose writings reverberate with cosmic wonder, argues for harmony with nature, but would he see our crisis as moral failure or inevitable cycle? Seneca, steeped in natural philosophy, speaks of moderation and future thinking. Epictetus, always focused on the individual sphere of control, demands personal discipline. None of them is an environmentalist by modern standards, yet their insights compel us to reconsider our role in the chain of being. When it comes to gender, sexuality, and love, their ancient worldviews are tested against modern values. Yet, it is precisely in this tension that new insight can emerge. Seneca critiques custom when it blocks virtue. Marcus defends harmony where it promotes order. Epictetus, perhaps surprisingly, offers a radical vision of excellence divorced from societal roles, insisting that nobility is measured not by gender, birth, or title, but by action and intent. Throughout this journey, I have made no attempt to smooth over their differences. In fact, The friction is the point. This is not a unified thesis, nor a doctrinal textbook. It is a dramatic dialogue, a meeting of minds, a performance of ideas. I've imagined the three not as ghosts, but as timeless thinkers summoned into the agora of now. They speak in language that bridges ancient and modern. They challenge one another. They challenge me. And, I hope, they will challenge you. A few words on process. These conversations are imagined, yes, but not invented from nothing. Every line spoken by Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus draws upon the spirit of their actual writings. Where possible, I've embedded or rephrased direct quotations. Where interpretation was needed, I've kept it grounded in the Stoic canon. I do not claim to speak for them, only to speak with them, and to let their voices echo in a new arena. Why write such a book now? Because we are at risk of forgetting how to think slowly. Because we are losing the art of disagreement without hatred. Because there is too much noise and not enough wisdom. And because I believe that dialogue, real dialogue, is still the best way to arrive at something true. So, I invite you to join us. Take your seat beside Marcus, Seneca, and Epictetus. Listen to them debate the shape of your world. Don't expect perfect answers. Expect probing questions. Expect insight, discomfort, and, if we've done our job well, a flicker of recognition in yourself. This is not a return to the past. It is a conversation for our time, and it begins now.